context, I remember seeing Director Patel testify early on last year, where he said, "I saw the files. There's nothing to see there." And then Attorney General Bondi saying the files are on my desk or whatever. What sort of institutional pressure is going on behind the scene that you've seen throughout your career that we don't know what's going on as to why those answers make sense? Because they don't now.
Well, let me start by giving a little insight. So when I was in the FBI, I can search names, I can search files. So most FBI cases are digitally accessible. Some are going to be locked down, sensitive matters, and certainly this is going to be one that would be locked down too. But I could be searching a name that's tied to my case, and I see there's a case in San Francisco where he crossed paths, and I'm calling the agent or I'm sending leads. So in case someone says, why doesn't an FBI agent be noble and leak this? They would not have access to that as well. But I just would say this: I have my doubts that Kash Patel has seen the file. I would assume, and again, this is making assumptions on how directors work, that there's been a briefing. But with the volume of this case, he hasn't sat down and taken 2 weeks to go through and pour through it the way that I would if I inherited a case from someone who retired and now I've got to work it. I would assume that there is likely some type of memo that says, these are the victims, these are the people, these are the allegations. I think we've seen some spreadsheets that say some of those things too, but I don't know about Pam Bondi. I'm unsure why DOJ is heading this up as opposed to FBI agents, because that's a normal process. It's formally an FBI case. FBI agents go through it. They've already had the assignment and they're working it. And, we would reference two attorneys and ask their opinions. But for the most part, if I have a case and there's a FOIA request, I'm doing the redactions myself and then giving them to the attorney to say, yeah, that looks good, or take this out to, why did you black this? But nothing like we've seen. It's like it will be very little. And the only things other than victims and personal information would be perhaps tradecraft or other sensitive information. But again, if Courtney is a witness to this, she's not guilty in any way. I'm not redacting her name because she's a witness and it just says that.
Right.
So I'm unsure why the process is being handled the way that it is.
And from your experience, when you see, because Courtney mentioned something that I know is true, members of Congress get briefings, they see things we don't see. How should we in the public interpret them getting subpoenaed? Both of them. Is it that they're not showing Congress what they normally would? Like, why would the Congress have to subpoena the Attorney General? Should she not come and say, here's what's going on?
Well, you just stuck your thumb in my eye for the one thing that I despise, which is Congress is not an investigative body. And I understand they look into things, but this you can have oversight. You can call the director in, but again, call the director in. All he has to do is put up with 4 hours of being yelled at and go back to what he's doing.
Right.
Congress shouldn't be handling this. This should go back to the FBI, done properly. If Congress needs to have oversight to say, we don't think you're doing it right, that's one thing, but they're getting subpoenaed so that they can be on record, and then they can threaten to be in contempt of Congress, and that won't go anywhere because nobody's going to hold the Attorney General in contempt of Congress. They're not going to put her in jail.
Right. I mean, it doesn't seem as though the normal oversight processes are being carried out. It seems something different. I mean, I haven't seen this before.
Now, if they want to call in Kash Patel or Pam Bondi and say, you need to go back and reopen this investigation and do it properly, we'd like to see something. Absolutely. But trying to have multiple lines of investigation where Congress is doing it. DOJ is reviewing things. FBI has some too. That's unprecedented, and it's very messy too, obviously.
Yeah.